I work in a, quote, hip office park, and we share a parking lot with another hip company. They have their own coffee shop.
Ooh.
In that parking lot, we also share a basketball hoop. A few weeks ago, we got a company-wide message that we needed to, quote, be respectful regarding the basketball hoop. Nothing further was said. 2 weeks later, we get a second message saying that we were banned from using the hoop due to an incident. No one in my office is talking about it, and I'm too scared to ask for fear of discovering some dark secret what the incident was and why we were banned. The most I got from someone was, ooh, someone was a bad boy. How do I go about discovering the truth? Is it worth the risk? This is from Detective Hoops in Hotlanta.
First, ooh, someone was a bad boy is not a piece of information, but probably just a guess or observation. Like, no one's ever, like, walked into a police office and, like, a detective office and say, what happened? And the detective's like, well, seems like somebody was a bad boy. What? No.
Wow, you really cracked this one wide open, man.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
Someone was taking it to the...
yeah.
We are all agreed here. Someone was refusing to fake the funk on a nasty dunk. They were taking it to the hole.
Yes, they were doing some disrespectful dunks.
The other possibility is that they were doing nasty dunks, but when it came time for the funk to happen, they were kind of phoning it in. They were
That's
kind of thinking.
possible.
And so it doesn't, you guys are assuming that somebody went boom shakalaka, the glass explode. I'm saying that maybe they were disrespecting the hoop, by which I mean they were doing super bad at basketball and embarrassing the sport itself, embarrassing the hoop.
Like, they would go to dunk, but it was more just like they were barely, like, getting to the rim. You know, like they were kind of rolling the ball with their fingers to get it in. And people were like, no, you can't do that. You're disrespecting the god of hoops.
That was an impotent dunk, Jeremy. The folks over here,
Funkier dunks.
The folks over here at Slick Beans, the folks over here at Cool Coffee, they get 9 feet high. They're so rad.
Slick Beans is the name of the company, but then Cool Coffee is the shop they have. Not related at all. Slick Beans does not handle actually any beans of any kind. It's just the name of the business.
You're embarrassing us in front of Slick Beans. You're banned from the hoop. Everyone is.
But I was trying my best.
Maybe this is maybe someone is playing a very high-minded game of D. Of basketball D. You were telling the other company that you were supposed to play that they this is like high level. There's like the zone defense. There's like sort of man to man, sort of that defense, and then there's like emailing the opposing team to tell them that they're not welcome anywhere near the hoop.
There's small business on small business defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our hoop, and we are formal. It's just taunting.
Yeah.
We're just formally letting you all know that due to some disrespectful dunks, you are not allowed anywhere near our home, which is the hoop.
You were dunking, but you didn't wash your hands first, and we saw that. So no, thank you.
I don't want to dunk.
The ball was teetering on the rim, and you burped and blew on it to push the ball into it. No, thank you.
I don't want to dunk with no pee ball.
We saw Derek come out of the bathroom without washing his hands and then go straight to the parking lot and start dribbling. No, thank you. For all we know, he's already dribbled twice.
Yeah.
Maybe one company, like whoever, the TJ Maxx staff, challenged.
That's a pretty hit business, Justin.
That's a hit business. The TJ Maxx staff challenged Cool Beans to a basketball showdown, and then they told them that was their hoop, and then that the other team didn't have a hoop because there was only one hoop. So the only hoop available was the Cool Beans hoop.
Yeah.
So then the score just got absolutely astronomically out of reach. And there was no more basketball allowed because of that.
And another possibility is that in an attempt to get a leg up on the Slick Beans, some select members of your staff, your coworkers, your cohorts did go out and steal the basketball energy from Muggsy Bogues and Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan, although he's playing baseball, so like, does he even still have it? And Sylvester Stallone, Sylvester the Cat, and Sylvester Stallone.
He voiced Sylvester the Cat.
He was just noticed. He's got big. Hey, listen, Sly. Fucking Rocky. He's got huge muscles. That's got to help you jump, yeah?
Well,
Is it?
He doesn't.
Is it?
Actually, I was gonna say he didn't do any jumping, but he jumps up and down when he gets to the top of the steps, and it's pretty good.
He's got big muscles on his legs to push the earth away to get up to the hoop. So
Is it a problem that none of us have even theorized about Flubber at this point?
Oh, shit.
Should Flubber have been brought up before now? Maybe the hip company is like a Flubber. Flubber company.
It's a new Flubber company.
It's the new Flubber company, they call it. It's all like shade
sick
grown.
of it being so. This market is flooded with Flubber companies. There's just like a new one every day.
They're doing it. This is a new take. It's like organic, fair trade Flubber,
Farm to table Flubber.
ketogenic
farm to
Flubber.
basketball shoe Flubber.
But to avoid FDA prying eyes, they have to call their company something else as a front, and so they do Apple. And that's what they've actually been this whole time.
Oh.
And so I've got a whole dossier, and I've sent it to Justin and Travis many times before about how Apple does Flubber, and that
Yes.
I'm
they
gonna
aren't
crack it
telling us.
open soon, bud. I promise.
Yeah,
for your
I'm
birthday,
gonna
maybe
get on
that's
that.
our.
Yeah. Is it possible that you work for the Harlem Globetrotters?
Huh.
Huh?
They're the
They have to have a storefront somewhere.
Right?
You can't be a business without a storefront
That's
legally.
what I'm saying.
I'm going to step in here, though, and say I cannot think of a conglomeration that altogether throughout the history of time has been more disrespectful to the basketball hoop and the game itself and the people they play it. They will climb up on ladders and they will dunk confetti into the audience while another person scores a three from the concession stand. That is hugely disrespectful to this game.
It's cheating.
Yes,
It is cheating.
it's cheating.
How come no one has called the Harlem Globetrotters on their flagrant cheating?
They do a basketball jump over like 5 kids, and I didn't see my friend Michael Jordan doing that during his big game, the 6th game of the series that he did so well in. So I don't know.
One time I saw a Harlem Globetrotter put the ball under his jersey
Yeah,
and then pretend he was pregnant and walk with it.
The junior.
And at no point did anyone say, you're not dribbling. You can't put the ball under your shirt. They just let him do it.
But then he said, "Oh, aren't I?" And then his water broke.
Yeah.
And then they brought out a bed. And then over the next 12 hours,
Go on.
He pushed that basketball valiantly, slowly, bravely. No epidural, just raw dogging.
There was an epiduncle.
Which is, of course, a basketball doula.
Yeah, and so it's just no juice, just raw dogging it. And then when it did come out, it was 3-pointer. Extremely disrespectful display.
Very
Extremely
disrespectful, but also
Usually
beautiful.
disrespectful.
But also, it was beautiful.
It was beautiful,
but
beautiful.
disrespectful.
Yeah, it was beautiful, little slice of life, and it was, it's the circle of life, and that's great. But you got, listen, on the basketball, and that's disrespectful because that one's cashed. I don't mean to be. I'm not a prude. I've seen the majesty of this process IRL firsthand with my own special brood. But if you get placenta on a basketball, boy,
Because the little bumps on there, forget about it.
that one's done.
Who do the Harlem Globetrotters play against?
The
The
Washington
Washington
Generals.
Yeah. Well, now here I am thinking this. Does Flubber have a placenta component in it?
That's why you're supposed to save the placenta, because they need it for Flubber. They will pay top dollar for some fresh placenta.
Hey, quick.
It's just
quick
placenta and cornstarch, really.
quick. You can DIY. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. DIY Flubber.
Now you're gonna need some fresh placenta, nothing freeze dried, no powdered.
I'm talking about fresh, just fresh out the Harlem Globetrotter, just right out.
On any other show, on any other episode of My Brother, Me, the news that the Washington Generals have their own website touting what a great season they're going to have and their all new roster would be worth discussing. But I don't even know if it's okay. It is worth mentioning this. There is. Oh man, this is going to be a basketball themed episode of My Brother, Me, because we are going to have to discuss this currently. I want everyone to just join me over here at this webpage. If you're at home and you want to see what my brothers are about to laugh at, go to WashingtonGenerals.com/Cager.
That's CAGER.
You're going to meet Cager, the Globetrotters' biggest nightmare.
Oh my God.
This image is a very tall man in a black hoodie with arms open in almost sort of a biblical pose, and he's most notably wearing a sort of black basketball mask. Yeah. There's a quote here from Cager. We're like edging into Munch Squad territory. Quote, I don't like the way the Globetrotters are always joking around and laughing on the court. Basketball is serious business.
Yes.
Says Cager with a scowl.
Right?
I am ready to release the beast and show how basketball is supposed to be played. I'm going to wreck some rims and wreck some dreams.
Hold on, Cager. Hold on there, Cager. Pump the brakes there, Cager, because I'm all about you showing the Harlem Globetrotters that the way that they treat the basketball and the sport is somewhat disrespectful, but you got to leave those rims for the next generation. So I appreciate where you're coming from, but you need to not become the thing that you are trying to fight in this world.
Now, it says here in this Cager article that he can drill shots from the 4-point line introduced by the Globetrotters in 2016. So the Globetrotters are just like, hey, from now on, this line, you get 4 points.
It's disrespectful in ways that I couldn't even imagine.
Meanwhile, the Washington Generals say, okay, we have a 7-foot guy. We brought a giant in a black mask, and he's fighting for us. And there's a quote here from the coach of that team, which is maybe the most thankless position in all of sport. Quote, we might even sneak a 6th player onto the court when Cager is in the game. The guy can just hide behind Cager, and the refs will never see him.
Now I don't fucking care who wins. Let them destroy each other, and I'll mop up whoever's left.
You can't sink to their level, Cager. Cager closes with this. He minces no words when asked about his objective. My main purpose in life is to get the Generals that elusive win and wipe the smiles off the faces of the Globetrotters.
Y'all, I looked it up just to find out the Washington Generals have beaten the Harlem Globetrotters at least 3 times.
Oh my God.
In 1954, 1958, and 1971.
I mean, it has to be a revolt from one of the Washington Generals, who was summarily fired after that. But this is a way to fucking go out. Like, oh no, you got a ladder. Dum, 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 swish. What are you fucking doing, Ronnie? What are you fucking doing, Ronnie?
I don't want to be there, though, on the day when Cager does get his elusive dream of destroying the Harlem Globetrotters, because he wins that game. They come back the next day. Globetrotters are like, guess what? We've all got Civil War sabers. We all took a vote on basketball rules, and now we've all got swords.
Yeah,
we voted that it's legal on the court to kill Cager.
Yeah, if I can cut Cager's whole head off, I get 20 points.
We're dangling Cager's beloved uncle from a rope from the rafters of the stadium, and if the Generals win, we'll drop and kill his uncle. And that's a new basketball rule we came up with.
And the NBA season, NBA tickets are starting to slow down. Tickets to the Harlem Globetrotters games are just going through the roof. So now the NBA's got to start dangling uncles. Oh gosh.